Alright, hello all. We're ready to start this all over again. Just did a Dragon Quest stream not that long ago, and now we're gonna do a Mega Man stream to make up for not doing any on the weekend. Like I said previously, I was camping, and, well, now I'm not camping anymore. So, I'm gonna make up for lost time. I know this is a blind run. However, I was sort of made aware that I might want to check out the other tiers that I already completed after gaining a certain number of energy elements. So, we're going to do a quick run through of all the tiers that I've already completed and see if there's anything I should know about. Oh, these levels. Oh, there was nothing down here. Whee! I also got a few more reviews written over the camping weekend as well, so I'll try to get those up on YouTube eventually. That was the treasure chest boss battle. I don't remember his name. So far I'm not seeing anything with a exclamation point indicating that it's a quest. Time to tier 3. Tier 3 already had a quest, so I can't imagine it's gonna have another one. No. There's 80. Okay. Yep, you were the quest giver, that little purple guy right there. Purple Crazy Razy. Nope. It's a shadow clone. I don't know why I talked to you. You don't have a thing over your head. And tier 5. This is the last tier that there we go. Okay. There's somebody. Eight bombs in volcanic facility. Where is volcanic facility? There it is. Alrighty. 4 minutes to find 8 bombs. I will be using special weapons for this. Maybe not that, you know what? Oh, this level. That's right. This level. There it is. Whew. Oh, come on! I hate this level. I'm gonna assume that was... Oh. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, this is gonna be a thing, isn't it? Why am I waiting around for you? I'm all the way back here. Are you kidding me? No, got two bombs that time, so. Oh, come on. Ah, this again. How did I die there? I don't like this level. I didn't like it the first time I played it, and I think I like it even less the second time I played it. One more. I know the level's not much longer. Good, I got it. Submitted a really bad normal run. Alright, where is this? Where'd this guy go? There he is. Okay. Gun del Sol. Alright, well, let's go check with Joseph and see if that's worth anything to him. I still haven't downloaded any custom costumes, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm still playing as base. Make an item. Oh, come on, really? Radio parts. Setting that propellum. Alright. Do I dare try the music challenge? I don't want to be spoiled by anything, but I might have to. I'm not gonna remember any of the freaking songs. Alright, let's try this. Play a song on the radio. Yep. Robot Recycling Center. That one I remembered. Seahorse. That's Toxic Seahorse's song, so has to be Seahorse City. See, I know I'd never heard this one before. The song is from a simulation where all enemies but the boss can deflect buster shots. Well, I played Water Parks Up. I don't remember that. I don't remember it from Sleep Citadel. It's gotta be Lasers and Platforms, because I think I played the other one too. Yes, alright. I have no idea. Complete guess. Wow, alright, nice. Oh. I don't know. This is a complete guess. Aw. Base at the Boondocks. Alright. If I hear that one again, I know what to pick. Simulation with a brief underwater section in the middle. Ugh. I don't know. Braving new depths? Mystic Museum. Okay. I'm gonna give this one more shot and then I'll come back to it later. Because I want to get some of these levels out of the way. This one again. Okay. I feel like I've played these three. I don't remember. This doesn't sound at all familiar, so. Correct. Okay. I just heard this one. It was. No, I got this. No, it was Base at the Boondocks. One more time. I mean, brute force, I'll get this eventually. This I remember. Probably skipped. Oh, kinda wish I did, but I am not skipping any entries. Alright. Remember the correct one this time. I remember this one. Unless there's another entry with this song in it. Water and lava hazards. It's not that, it's not that. I'm pretty sure I've played those three and I definitely didn't hear this song before, so I'm gonna go with the one I haven't played. Good. Song from a simulation with 6 key gates blocking the hallway to the exit. Alright, it's not that and it's not that, I know that first. Celestial Resort or Realm of the Lich Lord. It's one of these two. Ah, Celestial Resort. Yeah, I got the question. I gotta do this. I'm determined now. Like I said, brute force and I will win this. Okay, I got this one already. It was... I got it right, and it was Flaming Fortress. Graviman Inc. And then I get the new songs. It's not Satin Fortress, I know that for a fact. One Night in Xanadu? Yes. Another new one. How many of these questions do they have? I mean... I suppose it's good to have a bunch of questions so you're not getting it on your first try. And another new one. Alright, it's not hopping high above danger. Want a stone to dominate. I don't know. Braving new depths. Okay. Done it this many times, but going to fucking do this. Oh, yeah. Christ. Just did that one. Yes, I did this one. It was... Mystic Museum, I believe. Braving New Depths was a different song. I think it was Spicy Top Action. Yes, okay. And a new song. Holy Christ. This sounds like it would be a space level. It's definitely not Perilous Mountain. Just a space level. Come on. Alright, that was One Night in Xanadu. Again, I haven't played these levels, it's just brute force of solving these. What was this one again? The enemies with the boss. Alright, it was Lasers and Platforms because I played the other three and it didn't sound familiar. Alright, I remember hearing this and what was it? I think it was that. No, it was Frost Forest. I've got to be getting close. Like, at least to all the various questions. Alright. Seven. Toadman Sea Underwater Sea Lab. I remember you telling me that one. 8. Braving New Depths, I believe you told me that was. Yes! And I'm pretty sure that will indeed give me a new item. Back to the deck. Oh. Yes, make an item. Thank you. What are you gonna make for me? It's gonna be worth the frickin' 15 minutes I spent trying to do that. Save you from a fatal blow by leaving you with 1 HP. That's a good one to have. It doesn't alter gameplay too considerably, so... those are the ones I'm probably not going to use. Because I want to experience these levels without having, like, an easier time with them. Like a trinket that'll reduce knockback. I don't want to use something like that. That's why I don't have Beat Rescue. But this is a trinket that will help. That'll be nice. Got that one. That's the one that caused me to not finish this tier. So here we are, where we left off. At last. 51st place, Spoony Bard OL. Scissors and Shrimps. Score 58.5. 66, 61, 55, 52. Now let's go. Ah! Alright, there was a tell for that. I just wasn't paying attention. And now I learned my lesson. Come on. Thank you. Ah. Okay. Soccer balls don't want to move. Alright. Ah! Wasn't paying attention. Have I hit a checkpoint yet? Ah. Well, I definitely want to know what's up there. Ah! That's how the soccer balls work. I forgot. There we go. Oh well. Checkpoint, okay. Yeah, that was long stretch without a checkpoint. A lot of instant death in that stretch, too. I'm noticing a trend with this game. Because they're limited to their box assets, a lot of people are relying on instant death as another gimmick in their stages. And that's not necessarily a good thing. Ow. Ow. This stage is making me really uncomfortable. Oh, oh, come on! It's making me super uncomfortable with this lack of checkpoints, too. Nope, nope, nope. Oh. Oh, come on, really? It's gonna respawn, isn't it? Yep. Oh my god. That was heart attack inducing. Yeah, I didn't have a prayer there. Not that Cupman's hard, but... That was a smooth move that I did not mean to do. Ah, screw you. Alright. The lack of checkpoints made that level really nerve-wracking. But we got through it. It's Parmesan. This is one of those levels that doesn't really do anything majorly wrong. It's extremely functional. That's not necessarily bad, but it doesn't go super far in making something amazing. You know how to do a level design and make something that scales well, looks nice, and plays well. It just doesn't go further at all. AHCHIE. This is a fine example of good, but not groundbreaking. It presents some fun challenges that at the end of the day are kind of mediocre in the big picture of the level. Nothing really stood out, except for some kind of frustrating scissor placement, which was especially magnified by the fact that shooting one half just lets the other one rush at you without stopping. I'd say more, but you didn't really give me much to work with. MJack. Well, everything here works, more or less. I think this level does a commendable job juggling a wide variety of enemy types while making the level feel like a coherent whole, and they're placed more or less perfectly. There's tells for the gabioles, for instance, and I never felt ambushed by the scissors and shrimps. I think some of the techs were maybe on the cruel side with their placements. That was probably the only bad thing on the enemy front. Oh, I guess Big Eye came out of nowhere at the end, but that's forgivable, since he kind of always feels out of place. But I wasn't enthused by how many perilous jumps this level had. There's a lot of moments here where I'm like, geez, that sure is a lot of spiked soccer balls on the floor. Oh gosh, ain't that spiked ceiling on the low side? Things like that bothered me, especially because they usually felt detached from the enemies, except for the aforementioned cases where techs were shooting at you while you were trying to do acrobatics. To conclude, nice seafood smorgasbord, but I'd maybe sand off some of the spiky bits. Freems. So many small things about this level that just confuse me. It opens with a tell for the Plant Man fish by using Concrete Man blocks, which, ignoring that it's something that you're pretty much guaranteed to get hit by the very first time, is alright. But then that just kinda stops appearing early on. Both gimmicks are there and accounted for, but sometimes just feel pasted in for the sake of having them there. Real winners are when there's a soccer ball to lift up when you're underwater so you can just jump out naturally. And boy, some of the enemy placement here is just obnoxious. The text can easily be set up in a way where you're trying to get through Buster only is the biggest pain ever, and the scissors have their moments where they're either in a very unfortunate spot, causing them to respawn constantly, or in at least one time where one of them isn't even visible till it slaps you right in the face. A lot of weird, smaller design choices just tend to bog this own down. The platforming itself is well and good though. It's just with the lack of interesting use of the gimmick, all you really have to go for is basic underwater platforming, and annoying enemy placement, which does more harm to the level than good. I'm surprised none of the judges mentioned that there were only 3 checkpoints in the whole level, with a lot of instant death. That typically doesn't combine very well. I mean, not to say that there aren't Mega Man games out there in the official series that don't have a lot of instant death in the level with only 2 checkpoints. That's more or less the norm in most Mega Man games, is only 2 checkpoints. But I don't know. In a contest like this, dive balloon. I don't know. In a contest like this, I feel like more checkpoint placement is better. But that's just me, I suppose. 50th place. Ferris? Tesla coil. Score 61. 56, 54, 65, 69. -2 function penalty. Oh boy. Dark Proto Man Castle 1 again. I won't call it Flash in the Dark this time. I thought it, but I won't call it that. I don't know why I keep thinking this is Flash in the Dark. It's clearly not. Oh goody, tellies. And moles. Well, a different kind of moles. I don't know which ones those are. Bet there's something up there. Yep, knee tank. Checkpoint! Thanks for the weapon energy I don't need, Eddie. okay. So is that gonna pull me up? Yes, it is. Alright, that's a nice introduction to that gimmick. I'm more than likely gonna have to use it at some point. Oh, does that turn them off and turn them on? Ooh. Is that thing gonna come back? Okay, good. That's gonna drop me, isn't it? Yes, it is. Oh! Thankfully the magnet holds on to me. Let's get up there and make this a little... Oh, alright. Oh, okay. This boss is still incredibly annoying because in order to reach him... Come on, throw another one of those. Whew. That was a little frustrating to do Buster only. Yes, I want that. Go, my bird. Huh? What? I have to be able to stand on it. Okay. Thank you. Rude. It's down here. Semi-annual Metal Parade. That's cute. They're spawning incorrectly, but it's still cute. Rude. Again. Nope. I'm gonna have to... I get what he wants me to do there, and I am not doing it. There you go. That did not feel comfortable. Go away! Ruining my fighting. Huh. No boss fight before Sparkman? Okay. Or no checkpoint before Sparkman, I mean. Still regular old Sparkman, though. That was pretty fun. Again, there was a seemingly lack of checkpoints, unless it's just not going off of me, and I don't want to do the level again. Parmesan. Aw, the parade was really cute. To me, this is an okay stage with one major glaring flaw. Using special weapons and or rush don't just make the stage a little easier, but they negate almost all of the challenge in it. I don't know why someone would try to do any of the sections with the junk magnets, minus the last one, legit. It's just too easy to use Rush Coil to get up, kill the mini-boss with a weapon, or skip entire rooms with Rush Jet and not have to deal with tricky platforming. When you do it legit, it's okay. I like the room where you ride on top of the magnet, for example. This whole theme lasts throughout the stage until you get to the last real challenge, which is a mess. I have no idea how you're supposed to get past the last main jump without special weapons. Pretty much how I did it, I guess. To add to that fact, retrying that one last jump requires you to wait so long that I got frustrated. I don't wholly hate the stage, it's just that I'm frustrated and wish it was better. PK Ouija. Magnetic rides are fun and full of potential, especially when you use the top part of the magnet as a platform. This was probably the coolest aspect here, how the magnets were handled. Other than that, not much stood out, sadly, but even those parts weren't all that bad, just kinda there. M-Jack. This level has two big problems. One is that the mini-bosses are bad. The first one is just an awkward game where you try to shoot at this very small hitbox which is either just below you or just above you. So you have to bob up and down with the magnet in a way that's novel, but not really enjoyable. And the second one is super easy to cheese, provided that you hold right while entering the boss arena, giving you an easy vantage point where most of the projectiles miss you, and you can snipe the Udon from there. Neither is fun. The other problem is that even though there's a lot of really cute setups with the magnets, they take a very, very, very long time to complete. There's a lot of downtime in this level where you're just waiting for a magnet to show up. This is inevitable in any level dependent on moving platforms, but here it's especially egregious, because a lot of the time, the wait time is much longer than it could be due to suboptimal rail placement. Like, having the magnet you need just out of reach to your right, turning it on, and watching it go all the way to the right and then back to the left, then just close enough to the start of the rail that you can actually use it. If the magnet had gone to the left when you turned it on, or been placed ever so slightly to the left, you'd have saved the player 30 seconds of thumb twiddling. Other than those two flaws, though, the level's pretty good. There's a frustrating error where the jumping through the screen transition with the E-Tank face plants you into a wall and kills you, which is a sour note, but I think the enemy setups are great, and a lot of care is given to functional aesthetics. E.g., the Sparkman enemies spawn onto the background plugs. You force the player to learn what the top solids look like on the opening screen. That sort of thing. And hey, for once, the creative Mega Man Maker arena for the Robot Master fight is pretty fun. I imagine I'm imagine that if you don't mind cheesing the more frustrating parts rather than the dutifully trotting through Buster only like yours truly, this level is a lot of fun. I had a pretty good time with it, to be honest. Nerve-wracking, but a good time. There are some levels here where I wish there was more than 48 hours to get things done, because this one left me wanting more. Not so in stage length, which is pretty healthy, but just in terms of content. The very first chunk of this level up to the first checkpoint is pretty bland with not much happening. But things just get a lot more interesting once the magnets get introduced. By a virtue of being so incredibly underutilized in Mega Man 7, you can do pretty much anything with these things and impress me to an extent. But I started to have a lot more fun with it once the magnets showed up. There were a few telly placements that are very mean if you're in the Buster only market, and at least one magnet keeps you from waiting far longer than it probably should. But I enjoyed it. I liked the concept of the mini-boss, although actually hitting him was more of a pain than it's worth with the magnet height. The fact the boss can turn it off is cute, and I liked the last section having to switch between going on the bottom of the magnet or the top of it. Really, at the end, I just wish the earlier sections had more life breathed into them, or that the magnet was at use from the start, but the worst crime of those sections was that it was a little boring, and not anything bad. So yeah, I didn't experience the function penalty part. Apparently if you jumped at the E-tank you would have died, but I actually don't know if I went after the E-tank. I don't quite remember. It has been quite a long day. My dream is about to come true. I've been practicing Swan Lake for months and I'm about to ready. But my quick thoughts on that level, it wasn't too terribly bad. I did enjoy it, and a lot of the platforming was quite fun, but yeah, there were a few glaring flaws that were addressed in the judge comments that I definitely agree with. Now, Bombs. Oops. There's actually another quest in here, now that I think about it. I think I already activated it. 49th place, Listless Quent, Scrub City. Score 59, 59, 49, 57, 79, 51. One element, alright. It's always one element. Ah! Oh no. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Boltman! Room is tricky. Feel free to come back to this room if you mess up. Well... feels like I'm underwater, but I'm not. This doesn't look tricky. That wasn't tricky at all. Nope, we got... oh, I forgot about that. Whew. That'll actually kill, though. Yoku blocks. Alright, I'm gonna go this way first. happens and kill you, huh? Figured it would. Oh, that's right. Oh, you're gonna go. No, you didn't. Damn it. That was annoying. That is definitely an interesting way to use the enemies, though. You have these ones already, so you don't need to spam the blades. Oops. Boltman again. Stretch the bet. I bet this section is the hardest, though. Good luck. Oh, let's see what it does. Ah, damn it. What is going on here now? Oh. The headset was plugged into the wall. Oh. Good. That glitch happened where it cut out the music again. There we go. Yeah, go down there. What do you got to talk to me? Go get him, Tiger. Is it Voltman? No, it's Punk. Okay. Well, there's only one of you this time, so... doesn't mean I'm gonna be able to fight you any better. I can't help myself and I jump every time you do that. Except for that time. There we go. Alright. That was an interesting way to use those enemies, I gotta admit. Before I read these comments, I will be right back. I'm gonna go get some water. Alright, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and read these comments. Parmesan. As a whole, this level is fine. The crystal droppers are sort of tasteful in the first part, fairly good in the middle, and really annoying at the end. The middle is really the most memorable and fun part of the level, where you mix the Yoku blocks to stop you, and you're stuck in an area with stuff happening around you. This part is genuinely fun and unique. It's not that it's never been done before, but it does make the level stand out. The end is just annoying and overbearing with the amount of stuff happening. It's not awful, but it just becomes too much with so much instant death. PK Ouija. You know, it's weird to see Gaboyals flying out of the flying enemies, but it did add a bit of strategy to things, so maybe it's not all that bad? Anything else? I don't think so. Oh, I suppose the time bomb challenges were decent, but they never went anywhere. M-Jack. Gary Yobi's a spine who looks real fine, and is also immune to the buster. Always zooming along the floor, homing on robot ass. So clever how you use the Yoku blocks to make those parts timed. So cool how you could choose when those lyrics would drop all the spines. It's a song thing and I'm completely missing it. Oh, I wish I could scrub the negative parts from the level Scrub City. Dodging over bottomless pits, falling crystal bits, hurts its quality. Hey, if you're allowed to do clever things with lyrics... I'm trying to figure out what song she's apparently singing. I cannot. Freems. Some people get some rough combos with the box goodies. Getting 2 spine enemies is rough. I get that. Making your flying enemy drop one of those spine enemies upon death is not the solution. Especially because I swear I can't figure out how this specific variant dies in this engine, and if it lands on a count bomb you need to cross, then it's time to break out your dog and move on. I'm assuming it's Rain Flush. That's what it was in the original game, but I didn't try it, so. Outside of that terrifying detail, it's mostly standard count bomb shenanigans with a Yoku section that, while a creative way of forcing you to handle falling crystals, just sometimes keeps you waiting longer than it's really worth the challenge. Honestly, and this is probably the only level I'll say this about, your biggest downfall was probably the box enemies you got. It gave you a rough hand, and I'd certainly be interested in what you can do with some better luck and more time. I actually very much disagree with Freems that the way that the lyrics drop the spines, I think he was calling it. They probably are spines. Although spines were from Mega Man 1, so. But I think the way that was handled was actually executed very well. Excuse me. Anyways, where was I? The guy was given 2 of the pretty much very similar enemies, so he had to do something to cover them up. So He made the lyrics drop the Saw ones. I thought that was very clever, personally, but Freems didn't think so. I serve complimentary ice cubes to guests. I also serve complimentary missiles to guests who misbehave. I have no idea what that is. 48th place, SC Minda. Score... Oh, what am I doing? Let's start over at that. 48th place, SC Minda. Oh no, more compactors. Score 59.25. 50, 63, 61, 63. Yep, compactors and Big Eye. Yep, I knew this was going to be the song from that little music test quest I had to do. Ah! Lemmings! I was clearly on that other platform. I guess it makes sense that there's lemmings in this level. Why did I just stand there? Nope. Sheepman blocks. God, I hate Big Eye. Ah, nuts to you. I do not know how I did that. I would say the control is acting up, but I think I've proven that it's my poor gameplay. Really? You know what? Give this jump one more try. Ah! There we go. Oh, that was for goodies? And I didn't even get to it. Really? Ay vey. But oh, the explosion is hitting me. This is getting a little frustrating. Oh, come on. Really wish I could turn off down and jump as a sliding option. I don't ever remember having this much problems with the games that had slide. Maybe it's something about the officially made controllers that are just better. Heaven. Heaven is that extra life. Thank you. Nope. I knew I didn't jump far enough. Now, how on earth are you supposed to do that without getting damaged? Alright, that was a cute ending. That was a fairly lengthy level low. Oh, cutscene. I hope that's accurate. Alright. Well, cutscene's over. Judge comments on that level, and, well, I'll be honest, I didn't care for it, but we'll see what they say. Parmesan. This entire level is all over the place. Instead of exploring directions, it just feels like a jumbled mess. You quickly bring in other gimmicks that exist for a room or two and then are gone. like the bombs and the sheepman blocks. Focus on less and making more engaging challenges with what you have instead of adding more. I know the two gimmicks don't work great together, so adding something else is a good idea. It's just that the execution of it was lackluster. It's not that every roam was problematic even, just that the bigger picture of the level is sort of a mess. Good attempt, you could definitely take ideas from here and improve them into something way better. There's potential. PK Ouija. Lemmings. Now that's something I'm not too familiar with. What I am familiar with, though, is squished Megamen, and that's honestly most of my experience with this level. It was frustrating at times because instant death is sometimes something that just gets annoying after a while. It wasn't completely frustrating though, as a lot of places were totally fine and fun to play through, but the compactors just kinda dragged it down due to their abundant placement. MJack. Even if this level had no other redeeming qualities, it would still be appreciated for bringing, oh no, more lemmings into the universe of outside IPs that are concurrent with Magmammal. I suspect that if we charted out all of the franchises in our Mega Tommy Westfall universe, it'd be a seriously convoluted nexus of crossovers. Anyway, and I mean this in the best way possible, your opinion on this level will depend on how much you think sadism is a valid design principle, because this level really relishes in freaking the player out. Take for instance the screen with 5 gajillion, rough estimate, count bombs and a big eye. That's a screen that invokes a palpable gulp in the player's throat. Of course, once you know what's coming, the actual path through that screen is pretty straightforward. Lemmings is an apt reference point. It's a tricky puzzle in the moment, but once you work out a game plan, you can figure out what to do. Unfortunately, not all of the challenges in this level are created equal. In particular, the Komuso mines are a sticking point. Many times throughout the level, I don't think it was taken into account that the mines hurt you if you happen to be standing directly onto the side of them, leading to a lot of moments where you get hit by them seemingly at random even after you think you've cleared them. If this was deliberate, it sure doesn't feel like it. Sorry, I had to sneeze. It's also occasionally unclear what to do or where to go, as with the sort of confusing room with the Ow Ow and the million sheep blocks. But I did like this level in the end. Freems. I definitely totally got the reference. Yes sirree. I feel like at points you had some ideas for level design before you got your gimmicks and just kinda included them anyway. Sheepman blocks and count bombs just kinda show up and are suddenly a prominent part of the level around halfway through, and by the end, and the Gyroman platforms, but those ones aren't even prominent, they're just kinda there. They kinda overshadow the main two gimmicks in question. Perhaps you could argue that you ran out of things to do with compactors and Komuso mines, but then the level also feels like it goes on a bit longer than it should, which makes the added gimmicks just feel oddly tacked on. There are some creative setups with them, but it's weird that the more creative parts of the level aren't even with the compactors or mines. For the most part, the compactors themselves were used well enough, but the Komuso mines just kind of felt there for the most part. The introduction for them was too close quarters for its own good, and the challenge with them felt similar throughout the entire level, as in, you slide over them. I do think this would have felt a lot better if you just put more focus on the gimmicks given to you instead of making them feel more like more of an afterthought by the end of the level. Especially since one of them is right there in the title. Yeah, I do have to kind of agree with that last statement. For a level that says, oh no, more compactors, didn't seem to have a whole lot of compactors in it. I mean, sure, there were some here and there, but for the most part, a lot of the level was... No, it was pretty much all over the place as far as its gimmicks go. He's trying to talk to his ex. Oh, Tele-X. Anchor Field. 47th place, Beta Sword, Cossacks Playground. Score 59.50, 52, 72, 55, 59. Oh, was that auto scroller I saw? Yes, it is. But it's Cossack 3, so it's forgiven. Alright, I can get by this. What? Oh, don't let the music glitch happen in this level. Not that this is the best remix, but... it's still Cossack 3, so... Now, why on earth would I jump on that platform? For a mystery tank? I'm gonna go out of the way and say that is certainly not worth it. No! Well, I died, so it restarts anyways. I kinda sorta did that on purpose. Not really. Don't know why that's happening. Oh. There we go. I can't tell when that thing is supposed to block shots and when it's vulnerable. At first I assumed when it was spinning it was vulnerable, but then I was shooting it before that. I'm dying a lot, but I'm not hating this. This isn't coming across as cheap, it's just coming across as hard. A checkpoint right there, huh? Huh? Proto Man? Okay. Free tank. And more auto-scrolling. Ooh, really? Yeah. Oh! I'm beginning to really hate those enemies. Especially when they land on a platform and throw me off. Really beginning to hate those enemies. I'm beginning to hate this down to slide thing, which is in every Mega Man game, but for whatever reason, it's happening. Seems to be happening to me more often in this one. Checkpoint. Yep, vertical scrolling now. That's gonna be obnoxious to deal with, isn't it? Don't throw your fists. Or if you do that, wait until I'm out of range. Got distracted. I'm also beginning to hate these Blade Man platforms. Oddly enough, despite my hatred towards 90% of the stage, I'm not actually hating the stage. I don't know how I'm missing these jumps. I don't know why the controller keeps registering that I'm pressing down when I'm not. I mean, I probably am. This is probably all because of me. I'm never gonna be able to beat this. I'm gonna keep getting to certain points, and I'm gonna keep on sliding because I have to wait for the Blade Man platform to come to a complete stop before I try to jump again. Most of the times when I'm dying on this level, I don't feel like it's anything as part of the stage. I feel like it's my own playing. Although some of those enemies do feel like they're pretty poorly placed. Alright. Oh, Daddy Metal again. Death. Okay. Oh. A lot of those deaths do feel like it was my poor playing. But some of those enemies in the last hallway did feel pretty meanly placed. Parmesan. At a glance, I like this level. It's a challenging level that is platforming heavy and relies on a moving platform gimmick, kinda like Komuso Temple and Citadel Basement. However, while those levels are good and challenging, this one is just frustrating, mainly due to the combination of the auto-scroll being slow and the stage revolving almost entirely around instant death challenges. The seesaw and the falling enemies don't work well together, and frankly, it just gets obnoxious in the execution of this level. So you may be saying, well, this is just the fault of the gimmicks, not the design. No. For example, if you wanted to make it less instant death heavy, you could not have every single challenge be over a bottomless pit. Use the auto scroll to maintain pressure, but allow room for one or two mistakes from the falling enemies. Maybe the last challenge is over nothing, but use that after you become familiar with the gimmicks and how the level works. Don't just throw all the hard challenges at the start. Even keeping the instant death challenges, the difficulty curve is just not where it should be. This level is salvageable, but major sections would have to be redesigned so that the curve can accommodate to the gimmicks. At the second auto scroll, you can't just jump back onto the platform if it moves, which is a nitpick, but eh. PK Ouija. Auto-scrollers. How I usually don't like them. To be fair, though, these weren't bad. The biggest gripe I had was with the second one, where the sharks were falling onto you. I found it quite tricky to get past that section without getting knocked off my platform. Besides that, sorry, something was bugging me. Besides that, the auto-scroll speeds were reasonable, and I never felt like I was waiting around while nothing was happening. Good balance. MJack. When I first played this level, it made me livid, screaming at the computer, frothing at the mouth. The works. On reflection though, what made me so angry isn't that this level was poorly designed or too challenging. Plenty of levels in this contest fit that bill, as you've surely surmised by now. No, what annoyed me about this level is that it's challenging in the most obvious ways possible. Oh, you rolled auto-scroll and Blademan seesaws in your box. Let's make 3 auto-scrollers one after another where you ride the seesaws over a pit, and then as the level progresses, let's have some enemies fall on you to ramp up the difficulty. The only deviation from Gimmick A and Gimmick B used together in the entire level is the featureless rooms where Proto Man gives you an E-Tank, which only serves to rub in that the only deaths you'll be getting from this level are falling into a pit. But honestly, once we set aside that this level takes the most obvious route when it comes to using its box, it's kinda fun. Other than the hammerhead section, which is terrible, getting it to fall between the cracks of the seesaw is tricky, and you've got no margin for error with getting hit given you're inches away from a bottomless pit. The final section's a highlight. Going up on the seesaws is way more fun than going left to right, but it's also trickier and serves as a great capper to the level. The Handus and Helicons are a lot easier to deal with than the Hammerfalls, too. Oh, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how pretty this level is, despite its simple Mega Man 4 cribbing aesthetic. So yeah, pretty good, but a little frustrating, and a lot of obvious choices. Frames. It's really hard to come up with thoughts for this level. It had some decent setups with enemies, and for the most part, was pretty alright in that regard. But man, it really was just hopping back and forth on the Blade Man seesaw for a really long time. the last time you go up, but it doesn't really change much else than that. I will say that the hammer falls at the first checkpoint are terribly annoying without special weapons, and while it's possible, they cause much more of a problem than I think they should. If one of them decides to land on the seesaw, unless you're positioned very particularly, you're pretty much dead. But since you're on an auto-scroller and a seesaw that moves on a rail, it's very difficult to actually manipulate them to not land on your seesaw. So it's really a mess. I can't really cite any specific problems with the rest of the level because you were just kind of hopping on the seesaw for the rest of the time. So maybe it wasn't just me. Maybe, yes, the level was insanely difficult. I feel like I had more of a problem with the blast, what are those enemies called? The light blue ones, not the hammerheads, but the other ones. Anyway, I think I had more of a problem on the vertical section with those than I did on the hammer falls part, but whatever. Heh. Screw you, Quickman's awesome. Even though that's not Quickman, that is clearly Quint. But Quickman's still awesome. 46th place, Truffled Toad, Rocky Blocky Cavern. Score 59.75. 60, 77, 50, 52. Oh, there's a thing here. Oh boy. I hope that's just a throwback to Airflow Hubble and it's not an indication of things to come. Go get him, Beat. Thank you. I definitely feel like I should have been hit there. Now, go down there. I don't think that looped properly. Very nice looking background, though. I don't know why, but I really like that background. Oh. That was my fault. Going down. Man, this is a really nice looking stage. That looks a little weird, but... Alright, yeah, the background is definitely not looped properly. It's a shame, it was looking so good up there. Yeah, unfortunately the music is definitely not looped properly. Down there am I supposed to go? Yep, okay. Ah, screw you. Eh. Oh, man. And Punk. Man, does that look familiar. I've really got to get used to fighting Punk. I'm gonna have to battle those two again someday. Parmesan. This whole level is really okay. The music is and graphics are good, but not incredible. The design is fine. To be concise, the only part of this level that is a challenge is the one long room with the para rockets, and the room with the baseball thrower. This isn't to say that the level is bad, but it's easy and quick to run through, and doesn't really do a lot to stand out. This is not the only level in the contest like this, but I really think it needed to take more chances and try to do more with the two gimmicks together. You show that you know how to use the gimmicks, but what's there is really basic and it seems like you could have gone further. PK Ouija. That was pretty nice. I enjoyed the combination of the concrete platforms and the ball throwers, and there were some other memorable sections, like the line of rockets or the cramped hallway with the blockies. Speaking of blockies, I just don't like fighting those enemies, which kind of dampened the mood. But that crammed hallway was a bit of a stress relief, because I can charge shot through without worrying about the blocks. You did a good. You did a good. Okay. MJack. Hi, Voltman. This level gets some mileage out of its gimmicks, I suppose, but it's not very inspiring. Part of the reason for that is that so many of the challenges in this level aren't challenges so much as they are waiting games. Most of the time, Bukazuras pose no threat and just serve to waste your time. Some of the setups are a little busier and thus less boring. Although the random caged off Strike Man enemy probably could have and should have just been a generic turret. I think you can just set up a custom spawner to spawn a homing bullet every X frames. There's also that really bizarre section where the blockies are put in little pens, for a lack of a better word, and you just have to slowly blast through them in spaces where they can't hurt you. It's not a bad level, really. It's just like a sign point with no message. Why is it there? Frames. What a weird little level. The aesthetics were just strange, to say the least. I never really got a chance to do anything interesting outside of the small handful of interactions with the concrete platforms and the breakable blocks. But even then, it was really straightforward. And a few stretches with way too many rockets in a row. Other oddities include a set of blockies near the end of the level that, due to the geometry, have practically no way of dealing damage to you. Which makes me wonder why they're even there in the first place, because it's certainly not an introduction to the enemy, and the lonesome Mecha Pichan, who just is introduced to the level at the very end for some reason. I don't know, man. It was just a strange little level. One of the classic cases of needing more focus. I have to disagree again with Freems as far as the aesthetics go, aside from the fact that it didn't look like it was parallaxed, and that one line thing probably would have been better on its own. I thought the aesthetics were really nice in that level. I thought it was a decent looking level. Little weird with the cave and like seemingly a virtual reality thing, but hey, I thought it looked good. What can I tell you? Oh no. Yep, I saw what I thought I saw. 45th place, 742 miles per hour. Cryonic Slab. Score 62.25. 89, 61, 43, 56. -2 function penalty. Force beams. Okay. And I already fucked up. This is a nice shiny level. And now we're on Quickman aesthetics. Oh, nope, they're not instant death, though. Oh, no. Jump! What are you doing? Hit the jump button like 3 times there. Oh, boy. Ah, come on. Yeah, this is gonna be a thing. Wait for him to fucking move before I can jump. this... There we go. Oh, jeez. Okay. I got an idea. Oh, damn it. Ah! Oh, hey. Huh? Okay. I'm typically not terrible at force beam stages, except for that one room where the force beams were basically negligible. Let's see what the other judges had to say about that. Parmesan. What a fantastic level. Making new gimmicks out of existing ones is really what gets me. You took two gimmicks I really think are overused, yet still found awesome and creative ways to make them genuinely exciting. Some of the parts with the monkeys and the ice blocks in one of the horizontal rooms are really hard to figure out. I found Spark Shock to be really good here. Also, making the quick lasers not instant death made the level not a slog. Yeah, it was still challenging. It was still challenging, I think there's supposed to be a comment there, but it wasn't unfair. Also, combining the wintry outside really made this feel like a cryonic slab. It's a small touch, but it went a long way for me. PK Ouija. At times, it felt a bit cramped, and some of the decisions were a tiny bit confusing. Nevertheless, this was pretty fun and had a nice flow to it, and I can't stress this enough, but thank you for making the lasers damage and not insta-kill. Then there was the boss fight, which can be quite confusing the first time around. I found myself trapped on the left with no way to go to the other side until I realized that jumping down also led to the element. It's confusing as to why the right path doesn't have a tank or a reward or something, since it's harder to get to. MJack. Positives first. The boss fight was a fun puzzle, and early on, You made sure that you had a way to backtrack and observe the previous screens, a staple of any good quick laser level. Unfortunately, this level's flaws run deep. The biggest issue is the bizarre checkpoint placement. The first checkpoint spawns you right in the middle of a quick laser sequence? Why? That long horizontal room is cruel in general, opening with the gotcha moment where the monkeying functions as an up and down, and then obstructs your jump. Monkeyings in this level are kind of awkward, often getting their heads stuck in chill blocks and mucking up the level in ways that don't look deliberate. The worst part of this level? On the screen with the horizontal stacks of chill blocks, I found myself randomly jumping and dying in the same spot without pressing the jump input. Confused, I turned on visible collision and found a random invisible spike lying on the ground. I don't know how this went unnoticed in the playtesting process. So in general, the screens that are good in this level are good, but the screens that are bad are really painful. I don't think this level quite knows what it wants to be, is the problem. Does it want to be a speedy, reflex-driven level, or deliberate puzzle-driven level? What gets you killed? Looking back or overextending? Stepping on an invisible spike is not an acceptable third option. I'll go with the latter. The level is markedly better on screens where you have a chance to figure out the correct path. Frames. What to say about the quick beam level? I dodged some quick beams and the ice spiced it up a little. I wish it spiced it up a lot more. There were some rooms where the ice had a big factor in either keeping you safe or making the spinning quick beams, which were by far the most interesting part of the level, a little safer by them existing. But a lot of the level still ended up being gotta go fast and avoid those quick beams fair. More of the ice blocks having an effect on the spinning ones would be something I'd be really down for. The puzzle boss was cute in theory, but I'm not quite sure if it worked in execution. If only because I had a double death with him twice. The first ended up with me actually dead, and the second ended up with me being just fine. I can only imagine it was a matter of who died first by frames, but it makes the encounter just feel a lot more janky rather than actual puzzle solving. My biggest issue with this stage is definitely that horizontal room, and I feel like the rest of the stage was okay. It wasn't anything spectacular, but that horizontal room really knocks it down a few pegs. If he's supposed to be given the time, he's about 5 minutes short. Shimon, 44th place, Shimon 11, Weapon Testing Facility. Score 60.50, 78, 80, 32, 52. No buster allowed. Ooh. But I have infinite of not every weapon. Okay. This is what we're doing, alright. Okay, what was the point of that room? Okay, yeah, I see what they want me to do. Yeah! Oh, wow. Alright. I think I went into that room at full health. Just face tank everything. Do I have beat? I do have beat, but it's not infinite. Quick man. Alright. Oh. It's gonna be a meme. It's not a meme. It was a meme. Okay. That was basically face tank the enemy the level. Sure, it gave me... let me use the... weapon... it let me use the... sub-weapons in the level a lot, and showed me some interesting things with it, but... when the level just basically consists of put Flame Mixer on and run through everything, kind of defeats the purpose, no? I guess Homing Sniper probably would have been good, too. Parmesan. Unlimited shots with Homing Sniper. Woo! Like, you're just so overpowered in this stage, it's amazing. All the enemies just feel like they are there for you to mow down. And when they actually are a threat, there are these massive rooms where you figure out how to deal with the hordes in front of you. Hint, Homing Sniper is always the answer. Even if it's spam, it's still legit fun. At that point, it's not even spam. The junk and hornet platforms go well together, and the way the rooms are set up complements the weapons. I think more unique rooms where weapons other than Homing Sniper can solve your issues would be nice, but it's okay because I like Homing Sniper. The room with the junk generator where you have to pause it with the hornet platform is especially good. That's what I had to do there. Yeah. The Quick Man fight is also perfect. Thank you. P.S. Homing Sniper is really good in this stage. Enough about Homing Sniper. PK Ouija. Is that Toho music I hear? You get a cookie for that. The stage itself is fun to play around for. Is a fun playground for almost all of the weapons. The rooms all give you a few separate options in approaching them, and I would have loved it even more if homing sniper wasn't the most overpowered thing ever. Still, it's a blast to play through, and the music is an extra bonus for me. MJack. I freely admit my bias. I like to play Mega Man Buster only whenever possible, and I approach judging much the same way. So having my trusty Buster taken away from me rustled my jimmies. But sure, there is some giddy joy that comes from getting to spam the most powerful weapons in the game. Unfortunately, that joy isn't present here. For a level built around using your special weapons, there sure aren't that many chances for you to use most of them here. Flame Mixer Testing Facility would probably be more accurate. Nothing else is useful against the onslaught of enemy projectiles in the second half of the level. Much as I wanted to do some clever saltwater trick shots, or just go to town on a row of enemies with homing sniper. That's probably where this level flops. Infinite ammo is fun because it gives you the capacity to spam X and wipe out an entire screen's worth of enemies, but this level goes out of its way to deny you that joy. The first half of the level is full of screens where most of your weapons are useless. Some of the screens, like the one with the descending staircase of junk blocks, outright encourage you to not shoot. Even the Quickman fight is like that. Can you imagine how fun it would be to slaughter an iframeless Quickman with homing sniper spam? Sorry, he'll die in one hit instead. I think there's a version of this level that's really smart and really fun where the puzzle setups are built around using your entire weapon set. I think there's a version of this level that's really dumb and really, really fun where you can just cram big eyes for days. This level is neither. Talk about squandered potential. Frames. See, when you design a level for a level design contest, you have to remember to make the level. What we have here is a spectacle. You've given us unlimited ammo, aka homing sniper, and tell us to go wild with the ton of enemies. And that's mostly it. The gimmicks are present yet hardly matter. There was one room where the junk blocks and hornet rolls interacted in a unique way, and that was pretty much it. The rest of the level stemmed down to how quickly can you kill these enemies with your unlimited homing sniper. It's like one of those levels. It's like one of those Mario Maker 2 levels where you hold down and watch a lot of fancy effects. It kinda looks neat, but a level it is not. I didn't even try homing sniper. I just busted out Flame Mixer and just tried to walk through everything. Nope, that's going back up there. Okay. Where is this guy that I saw with the freaking bag on his head? I didn't think he was all the way at the end of the level, was he? Now he's right there. Okay. Moving parts in 2.5 minutes, and you might be able to take my awesome monkey mask. So I gotta find moving parts and beat that in 2.5 minutes. 43rd place, Brash Buster, Burning Bunker. Score 60.75, 71, 73, 50, 49. And yes, we will be beating this tier tonight. I don't have work tomorrow, so haha. Oh, damn it. Oh. Magma Man. Oh! I didn't turn around when I shot. And that was really stupid. Oh, did it again. That's really annoying. There we go. That is annoying. Again. Alright, good. There's one right there. Checkpoint. Fireman. Back up a little. You seemed weaker than usual. Alright. That was a quick level. Parmesan. Short and sweet. That's the best way to describe this level. The difficulty curve is, and the way it teaches you how gimmicks work is fantastic. Going from super small, easy challenges with no danger to slowly making the stakes higher is good. Also, using the fanboys to slow you down before the fire pillar is brilliant. The level doesn't break new ground, but the execution of what you have here is fantastic. PK Ouija. Clever little level. The switch blocks were executed well, although I always cringed a slight bit when I had to shoot the switch behind myself and move forwards at the same time. Other than that, not much to say. It was fun. M-Jack. So this level is unambitious but fun, with a handful of nice setups, but I can't help but feel like the difficulty curve is out of whack. The first half of the level poses no challenge whatsoever. You'd have to be trying to take damage during all but the stretch with the trio of Hammer Joes, and even that's not particularly challenging. The second half of the level and the lava pits that come with it are where all the difficulty in this stage resides. The problem here is that while the switch blocks themselves are well established by the time they're used over lava, the tricky jumps that you have to do on them aren't. This means that the first time the player is going to be doing one of those mid-air switch segments is over lava, and a ways out from the checkpoint. Ultimately, the insta-death in this level probably should have been doled out more evenly, instead of being reserved for after the halfway point. I think there are a couple of other problem screens in the second half where you can scroll on an inopportune switch directly into your line of fire after you've already shot, or calculate a jump only to scroll a fanboy on screen and plunk into lava instead. But the big problem with this level is, in my opinion, is the lopsided difficulty curve, and more broadly, that the challenge of the level comes exclusively from the fact that half of it takes place over insta-death. Frames. While this level does manage to introduce its elements in a fast and efficient manner, it suffers from about half of the challenges being in rather empty rooms and being easily ignorable, or casually being really tricky over the lava. Though the thing that makes it tricky is less so the design itself and more so that shooting switches behind you while moving forward is a real pain. Because of that, it kinda goes from 0 to 100, back to 0 again, and up to 100 a bit more. Not terrible by any means, but it tends to go between nothing and kind of annoying throughout the whole time. That said, there are definitely good ideas sprinkled around. I liked early on that accidentally missing a Hammer Joe and hitting a switch caused a second Hammer Joe to fall down. I wish there was more of that kind of challenge here. Yeah, that switching from back to forward like that in a super fast manner was not what I would call pleasant. That was very annoying. And that's pretty much what I took from that level. Eventually I'll have a longer review on that one. Is this the level you want me to play? Yes, it is. 42nd place, Gone Sovereign. Caution, moving parts. Score 61.25. 80, 52, 70, 43. 2.5 minutes, huh? I wonder if I can do this in a blind run. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing that a lot in this level.
I don't have time to read that. I'll come back. Nope. Oh, alright, we'll go and read that sign. Silenced all my critics. Silenced them all except myself. Huh. I will say this about City Under Siege. It introduced me to the song Silverstein. The song Massachusetts by Silverstein. So that alone, you've got some accomplishment with that game, with that level. And I'm going to guess this is probably another song that I'm gonna have to look up. Oh, damn it. Unfortunately, the checkpoint's right there. Just go. Oh! Yep. Saw that coming a mile away. Just go. Silverstein, smile in your sleep. Alright. I will go ahead and look that up after this playthrough. Oh, Uranus. Uranus. Whatever you want to call him. Alright. We'll read the judge comments and we're coming back into this level. Parmesan. What a fun level. While I can't say it really pushes the boundaries in a crazy ways, it's a very competent level. Arguably, every asset is introduced and used well. It follows the usual A, B, A plus B almost to a T, but that's fine. Every enemy and gimmick feels like it belongs where it is placed. The final stretch is really what impressed me, though. It seems like everything is just right, if that makes sense. It's engaging and gripping without being too hard. On the downside, you're missing some collision in the second room at the furthest right wall. So you just plummet to your death if you try to be a cool dude and slide off the Jewel Man platform. Normally, I don't give it great aesthetic points for just using one default tile set, but the music gives the level an identity. You won't let me down, you lied, through your teeth, you smiled in your sleep. Guessing that is a lyric from the song. PK Ouija. It works. For what it's worth. Even if there isn't much of it, what is there is not bad. Although it's a tad annoying to swing on the platforms while birds drop eggs. Other than that, it felt fine to play, and none of the sections ever felt unfair. Not bad, but could be expanded upon. MJack. I silenced all my critics? Well, that's one way to ward off bad reviews. But for real, despite, or perhaps because of, its minimalism, this level's a lot of fun. A lot of the levels in this contest, which used Jewel Man platforms, didn't quite take into account that enemies you kill while the platform is swinging will despawn and respawn as you tilt back and forth. Not this level. The shifting tiles were used with admirable restraint while still creating some interesting challenges. It helps that you control the cycles on the Jewel Man platforms, which means that it doesn't feel arbitrary when their cycles sync up with the crushy walls. Enemy introductions were on point too, which is always nice. Maybe it's a little short, but I don't mind that in a level as long as it's sufficiently challenging. Especially if it's sufficiently challenging. Nothing worse than a hard level that drags. Cool. Freems. There was sure something there. Any area not taking place over instant death was just barren, and the enemies you could easily run by without thinking about them for a second. While the instant death never felt pressing, it is strange that it felt more overbearing in the swing section than the moving platform section. Speaking of, when they combine, there's an unfortunate thing where sometimes the timing of the swing in the moving terrain doesn't quite sync up well, especially in that first jump in the last screen, which leaves you kinda stuck for a while. That and the moving terrain right before the boss door is perfect way to get yourself into a glitchy mess. Unfortunately, it's just ends up as not a whole lot happening. I disagree, the stage was actually quite fun. And now I'm going to attempt to do it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I did it in 3 Buster only, so let's see what weapons I can help me do. Oh, those don't... I thought those would instantly die by that. Alright. It's good to know. Counted incorrectly on that. I'll find a good way to kill those birds. Or just let it go. Nope. Oh, damn it. Okay. Alright. I pretty much have it now. Hurry up. Thank you. What? You beat my time? No way. Well. Oh. Do I go up there? Nope. That's back at the beginning. So we go down here then. Okay. 41st place, Auto Fire, Twilight Fortress. Score 61.75. 65, 72, 62, 48. We're gonna go left. I guess it didn't matter which way I went. Go away, shield attacker. Nope, go away. I bet that was a shortcut. Oh, go away. really. Alright, that's a shortcut, I think. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, those enemies might be way more annoying than Copter Joes. Oh, alright. Wait a second. How do I get in there? No, I can't slide underneath that with that thing. Okay. I have no idea what the point of that is for. Okay, I think I know what to do. But it requires the sheepman blocks to be there. Yep, that was how I did that. Hey, Gravity Man. Let's get some easier ground to deal with. I lost a Toad Man. Okay. I don't know why he couldn't just given me the energy element, but there you go. What do we got? Parmesan. After playing the level, my first thought was, what were the box enemies? Like, the enemies were generally well used and used mostly evenly. It just feels odd in this contest to focus on a bunch of enemies. Overall, I like that the Sheepman blocks are mostly for platforming and then puzzle solving. The fact that they were used consistently was nice. The move hovers were very nice too. I mostly just wish that the last challenges got harder. They're such fun gimmicks that I just want a bit more out of them, especially in the context of the whole level. Even just one more hard screen to tie it together. Also, after the checkpoint after the boss door, the Gunner Joes with the bullets became too much. I would have spaced them out more since they got kind of annoying. You can tell I've been at this for a while. PK Ouija. It would have been cool if the red sheep blocks that hide spikes were introduced earlier. In general, more color-coded challenges would have been interesting. Red meaning danger, blue meaning safe, things like that. I saw it heading for that direction with the red ones, but it was a bit disappointing to see that it never went anywhere further. But for what there is to see is certainly good. Fun challenges and a well-built level in general. M-Jack. Not bad. There's a lot of cute setups with the move hovers, and the level makes sure to give you plenty of space to deal with the sniper armors, or to avoid them entirely. There's a couple of cute optional challenges here too. I think perhaps the trick shot with the concrete shot that lets you skip the escargoon fight could have had some extra reward, since you can't see what you're skipping on a blind playthrough. Good to know I didn't miss much. But they're fun either way. The main problem this level has is that the killer bullets are mostly bad. This is not entirely your fault, because you happen to roll an enemy type in your box that's nearly impossible to build around, and rarely adds anything to a level. Now, where this level errs, where it didn't have to, is in having screens where you have to crawl up a ladder on the left side of the screen, perilously close to where the killer bullets spawn. That there's no good reason for. I also think that, like many levels in this contest, it does feel generic in the way that a lot of later Wily stages feel generic. In that, there's not a clear sense of place or some theme the level beyond nebulously mechanical area. The use of sniper armors, which forcibly remind the player of Mega Man 2, don't help in this regard. But this level does do a nice kind of subtle thing, where the killer bullets only appear in the outdoor areas, which makes those parts of the level feel more distinct. So yeah, a good, if unspectacular level. Frames. It feels like you were given the different pieces, but you didn't really know how to put them all together. The move hover challenges felt just about the same nearly every time. Sometimes they blocked charge shots when I'd used to kill a Joe, and while I don't know if that was intentional, it was a unique use for them. And I really can't figure out the point of the Sheepman blocks for most of that level. They really just feel like they were there. For the most part, they didn't add anything to the level, and other times, such as a long stretch of multiple colors at the end, seemed entirely pointless since you could just slide past that room. Ignore most of the blocks, and the move hover and go on your merry way. And when there wasn't a loose definition of a puzzle, it was just generic enemy placement abound. It wasn't bad, but it definitely needed more to it. I'll be honest with you, I've been recording for 3 hours, so I'm losing my train of thought as far as like pinpointing levels. It didn't seem that bad, to be honest with you, but I'll figure it out. I'll have a better opinion more times I play that one. So the last one for this tier. 40th place, Squatch. Footloose. Score 64, 52, 68, 63, 73. -2 function penalty. So whatever that function was, it kept him out of tier 8. Oh, that's right, I gotta hit you with a charge shot. And slide in the other direction. Good job. Well, that's creative. And now we're outside. And auto-scroll. Lovely. Whew. More auto-scrolling. I'm gonna wait for a bit to shoot that. Ah, shoot, I realized what I gotta do here. There you go. Definitely some clever setups with these. I believe they're Hornet Man platforms would be considered. I think they're in the Hornet Man stage. Ah! That's annoying, boss. Piston something. I don't remember the exact name. Yep, you're as annoying as ever. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm aware if I didn't have that upgrade, I would have died there. Alright. Parmesan. I don't mind short levels, but this one feels incomplete to me. The first half of the level is fine, it doesn't shatter new ground, but it's a solid start. You show the player the gimmicks and the enemies, which is great, and you get a solid feel for what's going on. Having the checkpoint at the first auto-scroller is really good so that the level doesn't become tedious. I say this because that's exactly what happens in the second half. The room with the rollers is pretty good the first few times, but having it followed by a long, challenging auto-scroller was genuinely bad choice. It turns that room into a tedious slog as you work your way through the auto-scroller and die 3/4 of the way through. Having the auto-scroller room and then more level before the auto-scroller would have done the level a lot of good, so that the auto-scroller had its own checkpoint. The challenges in there are a mix of clever and unforgiving, which makes the final experience of the level not great. Then it sorta just ends. This level is definitely fixable, but in the end, the product you showed us is too short and frustrating. PK Ouija. Ah yes, good auto-scroller usage. What is this sorcery? Jokes aside, I'm happy with how nicely paced the auto-scrollers were. It's always nice to have constant action without being too fast, and without it feeling like you are just waiting around while nothing happens. Another good thing was how the Hornet platforms were used. Not only did the extending mechanic get used well, but the retracting was also put to nice use. MJack. Man, I hate that the word romp has been ruined forever in the context of these contests, because that's exactly what this level is. A romp. Rompy even. A nice pleasant trip from point A to point B, albeit not a very inspired one. The perfect sort of level for a thought-terminated cliche to come in. Romp. Okay, what did I not like here? I didn't love the introduction of the Haris, where its needles are just close enough to the platform edge that you're not out of their line of fire, even though it looks like you are. But on the other hand, I thought it was good that you could leave the helmets alone and get through the level, since they're an awkward enemy type. And it's also kind of fun that some of the Hornet rolls stretch out super far. And yeah, rompy. Freems. This was a cute little level. Makes good use of the gimmicks and enemies for the most part, and I had a pretty good time playing through it, though there were a few smaller things holding it back. The enemy placement was really strange at times. The first auto-scroller would go from feeling empty to super crowded and to empty again in a short period of time. Putting enemies on the Hornet rolls is nice in theory, but when they fall off, they become a little more useless. Mostly referring to that last spike room and the final auto-scroller on that one. Speaking of the last auto-scroller, there are a few unfortunate things going on there. it's really easy to set off a Hornet roll too early, which, given the auto-scroller, is basically a death sentence. This isn't too bad on its own, but there is exactly one part of the auto-scroller where you have to start shooting the Hornet rolls quickly so you have time to get through. It's just a bit whiplash having the game basically teach you to take it slow, especially the rolls right before the part you have to go faster, being set up in a way where it's really easy to shoot them too soon. And then make you do it quickly can easily take people off guard and lead to people not realizing what's going on until it's too late. However, despite these problems here and there, I did enjoy the level overall. Alright. And with that, we are done with Tier 7. Hooray! Thank you. I don't normally Twitch for this, stream for this long, so apologies to people who have made it this far into the video or into the stream. Can you do something with the? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't give you the paper bag. I give it to somebody else. So let's go do that real quick. Let's try to remember where this person is. Up here, maybe? No, he's on the right edge of this. There he is. Okay. Dizzy dial. Well. See if you can do anything with that. What can you do? To the effects of dizziness. Test its effects. Makes you immune to the effects of dizziness. Hold down to test its effects. Huh. Okay. Silly, but I think I'm going to... No. Nope. There we go. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Haha. I think it was tier 5. I'm getting distracted again. I should really do this tomorrow, but while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, let's do that again. Wait a second. Oh, okay. Cracked armor. Alright, let's go see if he can do something with this. Then I'm done. I swear to God, this is the last. I don't think he can do anything with the armor, to be honest with you, though. I didn't think so. What do I need? Alright. Now we can go ahead and delete that. Alright. And with that, we're finally gonna call it for tonight. I would like to thank you all for watching if you made it this far. I know, this was a long one. I will not be doing this again. At least not with the Mega Man game, because reading all those comments for 3 hours is not a pleasant experience. Although, to be fair, I didn't really start reading the comments until probably 40 minutes into the video because of all the side quests I did, but I would like to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you all next time.